As the lone Republican representative for the Sunshine State, I can't believe I'm doing this stand-in, Mr. Chairman. This is a first. We are faced with a couple of unique issues. As so many of you guys know, Florida is home to 300 specialty crops, and one of the things that is particularly concerning is the fact that we don't have a seasonal or perishable provision as part of the USMCA agreement. I'm hopeful that we can rectify that in the upcoming Farm Bill. And I know we've had a lot of discussion today, very productive, about the regulatory, I'll call it regime, because to me that's really what it is. I'm going to go down the line, give you each a crack at your favorite regulation, minus WOTUS, because I think everybody wants to take WOTUS out. But while y'all are thinking about that, I do want to highlight that as one of the token millennials in not just this committee, but in Congress, as someone who grew up in agriculture, it is very concerning the fact that we do not have that next generation really primed and ready to go, because it was such a high barrier to entry. So I do want to highlight the fact that I think there's opportunity for us to work on streamlining some of these projects and programs. And with that, I'll start with you, Mr. Duvall. Your favorite regulation that you'd like to see taken off the books and why?
The regulation around guest worker programs and what we have to go through to get the labor that we need to get our farms operated and stay sustainable. Things
like adverse wage effect, housing, transportation, that whole gamut.
And the list goes on and on and on.
It's almost like you're making the case for a new guest worker program to be housed under USDA.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
The hodgepodge of truck weight regulations around the country, you cannot drive a truck across the United States without stopping and getting new permits and revising the number of axles on your truck as you move across.
Would you say 88,000 pounds would be the truck weight that would be acceptable for interstate commerce?
Why don't we do what Canada does and has for years, and Oregon and Washington and many states, 105,500 with an extra axle. The truck brakes faster, faster and straighter.
All right.
Under our current law.
Perfect. Thank you.
Well, NEPA seems like the easy one, but I'm going to go with the Florida one and say phosphogypsum reuse.
Okay.
And if you don't know what phosphogypsum is, or that we have to stack it as the only country in the world, somebody else can ask that question next.
Excellent. Thank you.
I would say regulations around energy and the use of renewable fuels, and maintaining a kind of all the above energy policy.
Okay.
I would say the GIPSA rules and contracting. I hear so much about consolidation. Our industry is the top 4%. If I took half of our industry, added 15 more companies to that, we still wouldn't hit that margin. And I hear about concentration, and I think about it, and maybe the only way it'll resonate with some people is this way. If you want a job in high tech, you go out to Silicon Valley. You want to be a movie star, you go to Los Angeles. You want to get in the chicken business, you can do it in over 30 states in America. So please join us.
Never heard that one before, but that's smart. I like that.
Absolutely. Well, I'll stay on this theme, but actually flip it around and say that the existing regulations right now in the Packers and Stockyards Act are what need to change. They limit individual farmers and growers' abilities to challenge deceptive practices, to challenge retaliation, and for competitive injury and harm within this consolidated market, individuals have to prove harm to the entire industry. Nobody who wants to seek remedy should have to go through that. Therefore, we need to change that.
So suffice it to say that the regulatory regime is killing agriculture as a whole, and it needs to change dramatically, correct? Let the record reflect that every single one of the witnesses is shaking their head yes. I yield back.